Obviously, Nevada was announced yesterday as still being atop the foreclosure list, as many as 1 in 91 households being affected. And also as a battleground state, we're seeing record numbers of registration. We've got the registration deadline that's approaching on Saturday. October 4th is the last day to register by mail, and October 14th is the last day to register in person. Those two factors, I think, combined for what we anticipate could be some confusion amongst voters and some potential disenfranchisement of voters as to whether or not people whose houses have been foreclosed are eligible to vote in the upcoming election. And so the point of this press conference is to clarify whether or not people whose houses are foreclosed on are eligible to vote in the upcoming election if they've moved to a different address. And the law on that in Nevada is perfectly clear that if your house has been foreclosed on and you still live within the same county, you are eligible to vote in the upcoming election even if you haven't updated your registration information. You simply have to go to your old polling location and fill out an oath or affirmation telling them what your new address is. That said, we encourage all voters to check their registration status on silverstate08.com. Put some basic information into the My Voter File function there, check their voting history, their registration status, and ultimately their polling location, and make sure that information is updated. Again, you have until Saturday to do so, which is the deadline by doing it by mail, and if you want to do it in person on October 14th. The second issue that I wanted to bring up is the fact that there's some concern within the public as to whether or not the foreclosure list could be used in the upcoming challenge period to challenge voters that are otherwise eligible to vote and challenge their status. And the challenge statutes in Nevada are very clear also. If somebody wants a law to challenge to somebody's voter registration status, number one, it has to be a registered voter in the precinct where the challenge is being lodged, and they have to have personal knowledge that the individual that they seek to challenge isn't eligible to vote, either alleging that they're not who they say they are or the address that they have listed is not accurate. In my estimation, and in my opinion, in my review of the statutes, simply working off a foreclosure list is completely insufficient to be personal knowledge as to whether or not somebody is or isn't eligible to vote based upon their address. So that said, I have made contact with both of the campaigns in Nevada, both the McCain campaign as well as the Obama campaign, and as well as both parties in this state, and they have assured me that they have no intentions of using any foreclosure list to try to challenge the status of voters in Nevada. Of course, being a battleground state, we're seeing unprecedented levels of attention, and we anticipate that there could be some out-of-state groups coming in trying to influence the challenge statutes and trying to influence the process. That's the entire purpose that we formed the Voter Integrity Task Force, to make sure that we uphold the laws in the state as they apply to elections. If there are any abuse of those statutes, of the challenge statutes, with intent to